Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 83 of the Social Liability Podcast, the podcast where we discuss those folks in our lives that violate the social contracts that we all agree to live by. I'm your host, the Raspberries, with my co-host, the Buck Grundle, bringing you new and interesting stories from the far reaches of the internet. And Buck, we have one less than we normally have this week, but um, I think I found out one. I found one that will like round out the whole episode, and I think it's pretty indicative of what social liabilities are around the holidays.
Nice. And I'm actually like at the mercy of the flow here because we started the show without disclosing me what the lineup is. So I'm kind of excited.
Well,
This is
in fairness, you do send me most, if not in some cases, all of the stories for any given episode. But I think you look at them so briefly and send them to me so early on in the week that you oftentimes forget what they are.
that's it. Like this is a great way to bring in the new year. I don't remember shit. So yeah, I mean, like, let's come on, folks. I'm on the front seat of the freaking social liability roller coaster. Let's get this thing started.
Well, we're going to start with a simple one. A Florida man has been, this is being reported by mandatory.com. A Florida man arrested for attacking girlfriend with fried chicken. What is it with people throwing food at others? It's food. Food is for eating, not for throwing and wasting. Well, unless it's a
And
slice of Papa John's pizza, then by all means, throw it to the ground. That's not true. I kind of like Papa John's at times.
yeah,
Hell, I even like Little Caesars at times. Oh, dear Lord, Sadar. Oh, she hates it with a passion.
hmm you know what? I just like pizza, and I actually really enjoy Little Caesars.
I
I
tell,
mean, like,
I'll tell you this. I want to. That's one of the big things I miss about living on in the Northeast is New York style pizza. They just don't have it out here in the Midwest, and I can tell you right now, when I come back to the East Coast for any reason whatsoever, I'm getting a big, flat New York pizza from somewhere. I digress, though. And the reason I'm bringing this up is for the former is because a man named Juwan Brown has recently been arrested after attacking his girlfriend with a piece of fried chicken. The 23-year-old Brown was arguing with his living girlfriend when the argument suddenly turned violent as the 6'2" Brown stepped on his girlfriend's foot and then threw a piece of chicken at the victim, striking her in the left side of the face and glasses. The St. Petersburg man was, of course, arrested for domestic battery, and as of now has been ordered to have no contact with the victim after being freed on a $5,000 bond. This dude has been in trouble with the law before, according to court records. Brown was arrested in 2015 for striking the same woman, who was pregnant at the time, so it's pretty clear this dude is just an a-hole. Yep, I'm gonna go with that. And that is originally via the smoking gun. Um, I like how it actually says it suddenly turned violent as he stepped on her foot and threw a piece of chicken at her. I can think of domestic violence is domestic violence, yes, but I can think of other terms I would use. It turned violent as the chicken flew across the room.
there seems to be quite a common theme with food-related assaults, and I've seen this over the course of 83 weeks of the Social Liability Podcast. All puns aside, when food comes into play, it is foul play. Chicken gets a lot of freaking like I'm sure if they had to keep food in evidence lockers, there would be a lot of rotten chicken. Like, food related assaults often
Oftentimes
occur with
have
chicken.
chicken. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I like how
I
they
mean,
had to put on there that he's 6'2". Like that somehow changes the trajectory of the chicken.
uh, I think the person writing the article was just in a big hurry and was just like, I got to throw something in here for a fucking detail and get this thing on the boss's desk before Thursday. It did seem a little rushed.
And the whole thing is we have a headline that's definitely going to get people to click on it. You just need 2 paragraphs to make it actually stay long enough to see the ads or what have you. But it's a shit article, but it's still funny.
Either way, man, I mean, like, not a lot for us to like rap on as far as as far as dude goes, but he's definitely a dickweed. And prior assault on the same chick when she was pregnant. Is that did I understand that right?
No, you got that absolutely right.
Yeah, fuck him, man, and the horse he rode in on. I'll give him a 3, just because you're willing. Like, that's the kind of guy who would be mean to dogs. Like, fuck him, man. He gets a 3.
All right, I'll co-sign that. Let's move on here to the Huffington Post. And, typically I save the Florida theme song for later in the show, but I can't wait.
Florida man, does whatever the fuck he can. Makes headlines every time. Florida's paradigm. Look out! Here comes Florida man.
Well, indeed, here comes a Florida man and woman as a Florida couple spent days in unlocked closet, thought they were trapped. A pair of hapless accused trespassers spent 2 days in a closet thinking they were trapped inside. John R. Wood and Amber Campbell told police that someone had chased them into the closet at the Daytona State College Marine and Environmental Science Center on Sunday. Once they were inside the janitor's closet, they couldn't get out. But it wasn't until Tuesday that R. Wood decided to call 911. When Dayton police arrived, they discovered the door did not lock. Cops found human feces and suspected drug paraphernalia in the closet, but they didn't find any drugs. Arwood and Campbell were both charged with trespassing. Campbell was also charged with violating her probation. In 2013, she was arrested for escaping a mental health treatment facility, crashing a car, and escaping from the back of a police cruiser. According to the Orlando Sentinel, Arwood's records include 5 jail sentences in Florida since 2000, with offenses including armed burglary, possession of more than 20 grams of marijuana, and fleeing law enforcement. The chick looks like a skeleton, has a $sign tattooed on her throat. Oh my god.
I'd do her.
You would.
I would.
But you'd also do a ham sandwich.
Hey man, I got I'm on borrowed time. I'd look at that shit and I'd be like, I'll wear the t-shirt. Yeah.
I tremble to ask, what's the t-shirt?
Whatever one I'm trying to escape in after I fuck her and leave.
Wow. Wow, okay. But how do you think you're stuck inside a closet for days without...
That just boggles my mind. That is
Because even if they were high, they had to have sobered up in that time.
Now, see, that's the thing. They found no drugs.
Do you think maybe they didn't call the police until they ran out?
That's what I'm thinking. They were like, we're stuck in here, and we got to make sure it's all as close to forensically clean as possible. So the cops go in there and they're like, nothing but shit and pipes. If you guys wait, oh man, I could see them start to smoke each other if it would fucking waited long enough.
And 20 grams of freaking pot, man. Jesus Christ.
That's nothing.
that's something.
No, it's not. It's not even an ounce.
Okay, no, you're right. I was thinking ounces, not grams.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, why would they even throw that in there? 'Cause I guess
there's probably a statute that says over 10 grams or something like that. That'd be my guess. Because a lot of places that decriminalize, they allow possession up to a certain amount before they make it a criminal act and just make it a citation before then. So there was probably a point where they breached it and then they just put 20 on there.
Either way, I mean, I feel bad giving these two like they shouldn't reproduce. That's that like if I were to like be a judge and making a sentence, I'd be like, okay, you guys can still play in the sandbox, but no procreation. We can't have any more of this. Like
You know, back in the day, they used to have judges that would sentence people, but give them, so much time off if they agreed to be sterilized. The courts have since ruled that no, you can't do that. that is morally wrong. But but I can see some reasoning behind it.
I mean, like it's not. You don't have to frame it like punishment. Frame it like for the greater good. Don't look at don't look at it. They locked themselves in a closet for 2 fucking days and an unlocked closet for 2 fucking days. We can convince them that this is better for, like, it hurts me more than it hurts you. I'm sure they'd buy into that. But no.
The thing that I'm thinking about is I'm really hoping that since it's a janitor's closet, they at least had a bucket to shit in and weren't just shitting in the corner.
The report said they found human feces and paraphernalia. Whatever, man. I'm gonna give them 1.5.
I'm at least giving them a 2. I'm hesitant not to give them a 3, but I'll give them the 2. Because at least they didn't hurt anybody else. That's all. That's what it comes down to. Except for the poor schleb that now has to clean up the shit.
Yeah. Right on.
Well, our next story comes from Boston.com. Nerf gun assault escalates into further violence in MBTA station. A group of 6 to 7 teenage boys were pointing Nerf guns at several passengers in the downtown crossing station in Boston on Monday evening, as well as, quote, engaging in other harassing and intimidating behavior, according to transit police. Then around 7 p.m., the teens shot the toy projectiles at a 66-year-old man passing through the Orange Line fare gates. He exchanged words with them, and further violence ensued. The group of juveniles then physically attacked the 66-year-old, punching him and throwing him against the wall while they continued their vicious assault. The victim sustained injuries about his head, requiring EMS to transport him to a local area hospital for emergency treatment. The boys reportedly fled on the southbound Red Line train. Officers ultimately caught up with them outside the JFK UMass station, where 3 of them were arrested for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon on a victim over 60. TPD believes this group may be involved in other unprovoked assaults on MPTA similar systems earlier. These matters are still being investigated.
Holy fucking shit. Wow. Man.
Just, let's get some Nerf guns and go hang out at the train station.
And then they beat the fuck out of an old guy.
Who takes umbrage with them shooting him with a Nerf gun.
Right.
Okay. You know what I got my kids for Christmas? Nerf guns.
Yeah, but you know what? You and the co-parent must be teaching them some fucking common sense.
Yeah, don't shoot the dog.
Well, don't shoot a 66-year-old man in a fucking train station, and if you do and he gets ass hurt, it is actually, in fact, your fault.
Who knew?
Like, why are you, like, he exchanged words? You're lucky that's all he did. Fuck my life. And then they beat him up for getting offended? What the shit is that? Here's the deal, man.
There should be a law limiting the amount of teenage boys that are allowed to hang out together at any given time. The more you get, the dumber the crowd is.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's stupidity it has a gravitational force. Okay, the more stupid you concentrate into an area, the more destruction is liable to happen. If you don't believe me, look at a parking lot. That's just it. But at the end of the day, I'd like to point out that at least one of their charges specifically annotates, like, not only did you fucking assault somebody, like you assaulted an old dude. Like assault on a person over 60. Like
Yeah, there's a lot of places that have laws that specifically have an enhancement on them for elder abuse, and apparently Boston's one of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, hit an old person or hit somebody in a wheelchair, and then you see how big the book is. Like they throw the unabridged version of the book at you.
And it's
But
quite
no,
it's quite the book. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean,
It's funny because when people say they throw the book at you, there actually is books of ordinances and laws, and when you get these books, they actually come. It looks like a book, but it's actually a big 3-wing binder, because there's constantly being changes to that. There's no earthly way to keep up with every law in every jurisdiction all the time. You just can't do it. But one of the things you should always be aware of: assaulting someone is a dick move.
especially when you're the one who fucked up to begin with. I'm giving these kids a fucking 4.
I can co-sign that. Normally I would give a 5 when you hurt somebody, but nobody died, and we don't know what the injuries actually were, and unless they actually specify something, I have a hard time saying, well, he went to the hospital. It means he must have been injured. People go to the hospital all the time just to have stuff documented and be checked out. So I'll co-sign the 4 for now.
Right on. Let's go ahead and stop giving these idiots attention and move on.
Next one is by KOLD.com. News 13. Woman runs onto Phoenix tarmac to stop plane she missed. This is being reported out of Phoenix. A woman is facing charges after running onto the tarmac at Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. According to the police report, the door to the jetway was already secured when Vicki Myers of St. Louis, Missouri, tried to catch a flight Sunday afternoon. Instead of waiting for the next flight, police say she ran through the glass doors separating the passenger area and the secure airfield. Myers was stopped by an employee as she ran down a flight of stairs towards the nose of the airplane. According to police, she told employees she was, quote, attempting to have the plane stopped so she would not miss her flight. Myers was charged with first-degree criminal trespassing on a crucial public service facility, which is a felony in Arizona. And I'm telling you right now, if you look at the picture of this woman, it's being provided by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, you would think her name is Karen. Tell me I'm wrong, but tell me I'm wrong.
No, sir. This looks like the prototypical Karen.
I mean,
as caught in the wild, like literally.
So, I mean, what did she actually think was going to happen? I'm going to run through here, and I am going to stop the plane from taking off. They're going to go, oh, we're sorry we tried to leave without you, ma'am. Here, come on in. Matter of fact, here, we're going to upgrade you to first class for your troubles. Thank you for pointing out our short-sighted error in almost leaving one of our most valued passengers behind on such a crucial trip that she's trying to make. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh my gosh! The shorter the Karen haircut, the bigger the sense of entitlement.
And
I really,
it barely reaches her cheekbones. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, I mean, like this woman is like, she got her 4 a.m. face on and everything.
She's ready to. We need a Karen song on the soundboard at this point. I gotta find one. If somebody knows of a good Karen song, please send it to us at socialliability@icloud.com.
I'll let you know right now. If I were the corrections officer or the deputy taking this booking photo, I'd have made that bitch smile. And I would have, because I've done it before.
Yeah, we know.
I'd have made that bitch fucking smile. I'd have been like, no. I'd have been like, that is not acceptable. But no, like, So run me back through this just to make sure I got all the details here. Did she actually stop the plane, or did she only try to?
It doesn't actually say, but I guarantee you, when she breached security, there was probably a lockdown. 'Cause typically, that will happen. They'll stop all takeoffs and landings for a short time, while they determine if any, while the ATC figures out what the hell just happened.
Yeah, she gets a 5. Yep, you fuck with air traffic in my book. Like, you got your automatic 3 with DUIs, and I'll co-sign that. But when my automatic 5 for me is you fuck with the flow of international airbound traffic. Like, there are people who could fall out of the fucking sky in a flaming cartwheel of death because you're being a fuck up. Like, now, no. And we're not even talking like 10 people. We're talking like hundreds, thousands of fucking people that if you go all fucking foobar, and in a worst case scenario, you could really throw a wrench in the fucking cogs here, lady. And it could, the consequence, it's like big girl consequences too.
Well,
People.
I've actually, we've had this discussion on the show before, and I've had this the explanation of the ripple effect that occurs anytime that there's a delay in air traffic for any reason at any one location. How flights are then delayed across the planet. So yeah, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. Yep.